Chickity check, microphone check 1. Chickity check, microphone check 2. Alright, here we go. Good morning, everybody. It's a lovely Monday. My name is Chris, and you are listening to Tales from the Tarheel State. Alright, yeah, it's Monday. I think it's the 28th of February, y'all. Last day of February. We'll be jumping into March. And this week, the weather's looking sweet. It's going to be a little chilly today, but it's going to be clear. And the rest of the week should be warming up quickly. Anyways, how the fuck are you? Hope everybody's doing good this morning. Hope you're listening to this on your way to work or something. Maybe I can make you laugh and smile or something like that. I gotta quit smacking my lips. Keep doing that. It's driving me nuts. So anyway, what's going on? This past weekend, Tar Heels won. We played NC State. And yeah, they're talking about us being on the bubble. We've won 20 games. We've won 10 or 11 in the ACC. Talking about us on the bubble for the NCAA tournament, which sucks. I can't believe that. That's crazy. So yeah, that blows. The rivalry with State is just not what it used to be, so that's disappointing. And I read an article that was talking about they should have a thing over there, a statue for Roy over there for bringing back any interest in that rivalry at all. I was like, damn, that's a little harsh. The Ufc Fights for this weekend, and I picked Bobby Green. I knew that was probably a long shot, but he is a badass, and apparently Islam Makhachev is one bad motherfucker. Once he took him down in the first round, and, they had to stop the fight because he could not keep him off of him. Anyway, yeah, that was pretty anticlimactic. Apparently Islam Makhachev is just a serious motherfucker. Those goddamn Dagestani wrestling Russians ain't fucking around. Whatever, I guess they're Dagestani. I guess I don't know. They speak Russian. I'll tell you that shit right now. Speaking of Russia, we got the war going on over there in the Ukraine. Just crazy. I didn't know Zelensky, the leader of the Ukraine, was a comedian that used to be on a TV show where he played the leader of Ukraine before he got elected as the leader of the Ukraine. Talk about life imitating art. And, I saw an interview with this cat, Vladislav Kapatsia, or something like that. Kapatsia, I don't know. Kapytsia. He's a comedian over there, and Tim Dillon actually had him on his podcast, evidently. And, he's like, shit, we're not going anywhere. We're staying here and fighting for our freedoms. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Tim Dillon's this gay, kind of right-wing, mostly satirical right-wing, I think, comedian. Anyway, he's funny as shit. He has a podcast, Tim Dillon Show. And he's a big deal, apparently, on Patreon and all these other things. But anyway, he's funny as shit and clearly very smart if you ever listen to him. If you can get past thinking that he's a right-winger, I don't really think he is. It's kind of a thing he does, but he's a stand-up comedian, so it's not like he's just doing that podcast like me. This is what I do. I don't fucking have the time, courage, or skill to get up there and do that shit on the stage. So yeah, Zelensky, it's crazy. Apparently he's just like, fuck it, I'm staying here and I'll die here, fuck it. It's wild, man. Props to him. What a serious motherfucker he must be. And Putin's put us on nuclear high alert. That's fucking wonderful. So, happy Monday, everybody. God damn. So hopefully that will not turn anything stupid. Although I am surprised that someone like that hasn't dropped a bomb on somebody, because we did it in World War II, and nobody's done it since to be like, yeah, check us out. We're not afraid to do this shit. So nobody did shit to us when we did it. I don't, it's just, it scares me that people are talking about that shit still. Anyways, I was watching some CBS Sunday Morning yesterday, and they're really playing up the war drum. That really sucks. That really sucks. I really wish we could all just get along, please. Shades of Rodney King there. But yeah, I was watching that shit, and they had, I guess they were doing a Black History Month, like a love piece between white and black people, and they were doing this piece about the chef is a black lady. She was in New York at the time, I guess, where this fellow met her, and yeah, it's called The Gray. It's down in South Carolina, and I think that's where it was, Charleston, South Carolina. Maybe it was in Savannah. Shit, I don't remember where it was at now. That's my bad. Anyways, the story, you know, what I thought was hilarious is when they were talking to him, and he was saying, you know, we connected when we realized that both our grandmothers cooked pork shank. And I just thought, motherfucker, everybody poor in the South fucking ate pork shanks growing up. If you had never had a fucking pork shank, then you never ate a pot of beans or cabbage or collards, or I mean that shit was in anything just about growing up. If your granny was making it and knew how to cook, I mean that's Southern food. First time I went to Mama Dip's, my high school sweetheart took me there. I was like, damn, I grew up eating this kind of food. They were all blown away. I was like, damn, I grew up eating stuff like this. This is what Southern people eat. Not just black Southern people. It's what Southern people eat. Anyways, yeah. But I was watching that show, and it seemed like it was really patronizing anyway. I just thought it was kind of fucked up. Pork shank, we realized we could connect over pork shank. I mean, come on, man. People can't connect over, you can connect over all food, god damn it. And just, I don't know, it just seemed hollow and fake, and it was pretty gross, I thought. But anyway, I like the idea of what they're trying to accomplish there. I just didn't like the way they, you know, I don't know, it just seemed gross. I guess what I didn't like was the way CBS probably, you know, oh, I like that pork shank story. The people will connect with that, I'm sure. I guess that's why I don't fucking like it. But yeah, watching that and seeing all these commercials. Why does every fucking commercial now have a celebrity? I mean, they must be paying them so much money. They must be making so much money from marketing to pay all these big-time celebrities that have so much money already. It seems kind of crazy that, you know, used to people got their start in show business kind of doing commercials. Like you go back and you look at old commercials, and it's like, oh, look when so-and-so was making commercials before they were a huge star. It was a way for those people to make money, and yeah, those fucking days are gone. They're paying celebrities to do commercials, voiceovers, even including voiceovers. I mean, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild stuff, man. Pretty wild stuff. All the Olympics apparently was a big bust for NBC. They were talking about it's a huge financial loss and all this shit. It's like, when I tried to watch it out here in the country, I heard people talking about this thing, and they were not really addressing what I felt was the elephant in the room of it. And they were talking about the ratings were so far down for the Olympics. And why are the Olympics ratings so far down? It's like, well, I live way out in the country, and you don't have cable out here. So if you don't have cable, and like we have Sling, you can't watch like the local television channels. They're not available on there. They're blacked out. So it forces you to have to pay for, like I had to buy, you know, start paying for the Peacock channel, which is, you know, obviously NBC, and just to watch the Super Bowl. And that's where the Olympics was at. So they talk about the ratings were down. Well, the Olympics, they were talking about there was no star power. Well, it's supposed to be amateurs, and the Olympics is where you create a star. That was kind of the whole, I thought, the spirit of the Olympics. It created a star because they were amateurs, and then they could make money and get paid afterwards. And it was of the people because they're amateurs, and so it was on regular television for everyone to see, and everything is so monopolized that regular people can't turn on an antenna, even if they have an antenna and a digital converter. then I guess you could watch it and it'd be really fucking shitty. And I don't know, man. You're going to have to pay to watch the Olympics, basically, if you live in the country. And I think they don't take that into account when they talk about those numbers. Or they probably do. They just don't talk about that because they don't want people to realize that you can't even watch that shit unless you're fucking paying for it. And, yeah, there's that, man. Come on. It's fucking crazy. Regular people that have been at home for 2 years that don't have a job and they can't afford to watch the fucking Peacock. If they can't afford to buy another channel, they probably have Netflix and Amazon, and that's all they have. Because you have to pay for Paramount Plus, which is CBS. I don't even know what ABC's is, so I don't have that one. But apparently now I'm paying for NBC. And, they made it really hard for just regular people to do anything. And shit. I saw something talking about digital money for governments. It was Tony Blair talking about it, and some other people over there in Europe. Some of the second in command or second in power over there, and to the Prime Minister of Britain. I guess if there's not a European Union, if they're not part of it, I guess it's Britain now. I don't know. But yeah, they'll give you a card and your money will be on there digitally, like trying to do away with the banking system and money, I guess. I guess that's what they're trying to do. And so you can only spend that money on goods and services that they deem necessary. It's pretty fucking wild shit. I don't really understand it all. But I'll tell you, it was fucking blowing my mind. And so if you're interested in something like that, check it out. Look into that shit, because I was like, wow, man, that's fucking far out. I guess that would, anybody that was on assisted living, and if their money is coming from the government, then they can make sure that way that it's not being spent on drugs and shit. I guess kind of how they did with the food stamp card thing. I guess we're already kind of doing that, so I guess it's just kind of an expansion of that. So that's pretty fucking wild. Today is Monday. It looks like we got Syracuse tonight. Tar Heels play Syracuse tonight, y'all. 7 o'clock. All right. Well, that's fucking cool. So we got some b-ball tonight, y'all. Make sure to watch the Tar Heels. Hopefully they can kick this shit out of the Orange Man. Old Jimmy Boeheim and Buddy Boeheim. And then just named his dog just like he named his kid. Or no, I mean, yeah, his kid's name is like what you name your dog. Buddy. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. I don't know. Seemed like you'd come up with a better name than that for your kid. It's awfully generic, wide-ranging. Hey, buddy. It's like Guy. I never understood that name for somebody. It's like, hey there, Guy. It's like somebody calls me Guy, it makes me want to smack the shit out of them. I mean, I would never do that, but it makes me want to. It really does. So, hey there, fella. What the fuck? Who are you talking to like that, motherfucker? Do I look like the kind of person that you call guy or fella? Nope. Not me, man. That's not how I talk, brother. So, yeah. That's what I was like. They had it on the end of Is We Done podcast. That's I was watching it on YouTube. That's Dan Cummins and Joe Paisley's podcast, Is We Dumb. And I think they were saying it's hysterical literature. And it had like this super hot lady. And evidently they have a little self-pleasuring device for the ladies. And it's attached to her. But she's dressed. And she's sitting there dressed. And they're having her read a story. And I think this is in French. It looked like it was in French, the subtitled. And so she has this thing going while she's trying to read the story, and it has her on camera sitting there at the table, and they keep turning it up slowly, and she keeps her pauses keep getting a little bit a little bit longer in between when she's trying to read, and she'll swallow, and then eventually she's trying to read the shit. You see her hands are shaking a little bit, and it keeps going. And then eventually by the end of it, she's just like, oh! And she just grabs a hold of the desk and shit. And it is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And it's also kind of hot. So it's fucking awesome. I think it's hysterical literature. If you watch that, that should give you a laugh sometime today if you need one. But I think it's available on YouTube because there's no like graphic content. I mean, but it's hilarious to watch her watch this woman trying to do that. I mean, I assume there's more videos than just the one, but yeah, it's hilarious and it's fucking pretty goddamn sexy. It's the best of both worlds. You know, if you've never enjoyed sex enough to giggle during there, I hate it for you. Find a partner you can laugh with sometimes, and it'll be better for you. Anyways, what else is going on? Back to I checked out. Was watching Lex Freeman Podcast. I love this guy. He's so fucking smart. MIT, AI scientist and shit, and just a deep thinker. And he's a fucking savage. He's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu, I think, in judo. He dresses like fucking Men in Black. And he just had Mark Zuckerberg on his podcast. And the opening statements of it were really great. Just check that out. It's like 2 minutes long at the beginning of the podcast if you want. If you're not into listening to Zuckerberg. Well, he's hard to listen to. The way he talks sounds like that Elizabeth Holmes chick, or she sounds like him. I don't know. Maybe they just all sound the same, or maybe they're just cloning them out there, just popping them out, you know. To quote the great Bill Hicks, thunk. They're just dropping out motherfuckers that all talk the same over there in fucking Silicon Valley. Or maybe Harvard. I don't know. Did she go to Harvard too? I don't know. But anyway, Lex's family is originally from the Ukraine. His grandfather fought there in World War II against the fucking Nazis and shit. And so he took off and went to the Ukraine to try to interview all the leaders over there and shit. Of course, he speaks fluent fucking Russian and all that, so I can't wait to see what comes of that. He said he's going to try to interview Putin, which would be fucking amazing to hear what that is like. Can't wait to hear what his experience was like. It would be it's fucking wild shit, man. I can't imagine heading there when this thing went down. But at the beginning of his podcast, he talks about it, and it's just a powerful statement, and a strong person, and someone who I admire. He's quite a bit younger than me, but wow, he's very smart. He's got a lot of courage, and he doesn't lack the courage of his convictions. That's for sure. So yeah, I want to give some fucking love to that. And any of my friends that haven't ever checked that shit out, if you want to think about things deeply and fucking hurt your brain once in a while, like I fucking constantly am doing, check out the Lex Friedman Podcast. I mean, he has some shit on there that's not that great. And, I don't listen to every podcast, of course. I don't listen to anybody's every podcast. If there's episodes if I listen to it, I'm like, I don't like this shit, or this shit's boring me, I don't fucking listen to it. Just like anything else in life. If I don't fucking like somewhere I'm at, I fucking leave that shit. And, you do the same fucking thing with podcasts. You do the same fucking thing with movies. I mean, come on. You don't have to fucking stay there. What was something else I thought? Well, I was staying with the Ukraine Russian thing for a second. I saw Jocko Willink, who's this Navy SEAL dude who I think's a badass. He's a surfer, but he was also a captain of the Navy SEALs. He started a company in America, makes badass boots and shit, out of all American stuff. And it's too expensive for the likes of me, but maybe someday I'll be able to afford a fucking nice pair of boots from there. But anyway, he did what Jocko, if Jocko was president, he put a statement up on YouTube what he would say to Putin. It was fucking pretty badass. It was very smart, just, well thought out statement, very direct and to the point. And from a military leader standpoint, it's like, I think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking they don't want a military person in office because they think that that'll be a warmonger. But I think it's probably the opposite of that. I think you get some assholes in there that have never been in the military, like some fucking asshole like me would think he would know something and do something stupid because you don't have any fucking idea what it's like to be in there with fucking bullets going over your head. And so, I don't know, it seems like he's much more inclined to want peace, but he's very adamant about not being unable to do things without us ever stepping foot over there. And just by helping the Ukrainian people fight for themselves. It was a well thought out statement, obviously, and I saw that this morning, and I was like, yeah, there you go. I'm sure that's the only thing Putin would care to relate to anyway. If he was a fucking KGB and all that shit, and he's been talking about wanting the, he's been talking about wanting the Soviet Union power back and all that shit, and they feel disrespected and all this fucking shit, and yeah. It's a fucking royal clusterfuck going on over there. And they are definitely, I saw McMaster's talking on Face the Nation. And H.R. McMaster's, he was a former advisor to the president and shit, military dude. Anyway, he was just saying about how we're, going to back the people there and all this kind of shit. But it's going to be a tough, long, hard road for those people to hoe. But I hope that shit stops quick and doesn't get worse for all of us. For all our sakes and everyone's involved sakes. What else? Oh, I just want to leave y'all with this little thought. Ben Shapiro's little Jewish ass self, he's fucking such a dork. I saw some article talking about liberals waging war on parents. And I was like, I don't know if he's ever, I'm a liberal. I swear to God I am. I'm pro-choice and all that shit and fucking pro-fucking rights of gay people or queers or every fucking body. And, but he's just saying some stupid shit like he always does. And I just thought, with his little voice and everything, the way he talks, and he talks real fast. He reminds me he could be he's like a member of the Lollipop Guild. I just want to see him dance across the stage with his little yarmulke on and just be like, we represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild. He's such a little shithead. It's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, there's a war on parents, dude. There's a war on parents, buddy. It's like the war on drugs with all this war on everything propaganda bullshit that he probably has said he's all against, and then you use that same kind of fucking rhetoric. What a fucking dickhead. I think that's what that's covering, his little dickhead fucking poking out the top of his fucking head there. It's fucking Jesus Christ. Represent the Lollipop Guild, Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild. In the name of the Lollipop Guild, we recommend to Munchkin Land. Anyways, happy Monday, motherfuckers, and tell your friends, like, subscribe. If I ever put this shit up on YouTube, do that. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, have a good Monday, everybody, and thanks for listening. And we'll talk to y'all soon.